Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm using the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette to get this look. If you'd like to see how I got it, go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, I'm going to do my makeup and show you another fall look because soon we're going to be getting into some Christmas holiday looks. And even though we can't really go crazy, we can't go to tons of parties or anything like that, you can still go out for dinner, we can still go out for a drink or two if you want, and it's nice to be able to dress up. So we're going to start with primer. I'm using my Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. I'm just putting 2 pumps on my fingers and I'll put this all over my face. I have already moisturized. I have already used an under eye cream and my serum and also a facial moisturizer. The first thing I'm going to do after that is use my sponge. I'm using my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. And because I want a little bit more of a natural look today, I'm going for my Tarte Foundcealer. I really like this. This is one I tend to use more in summer, so I still only have the 35G medium golden shade. And I need to get like a, oh, this one's almost gone. Wow, that's good though. It's good because I'm using it all up. So this shade might be a little dark for my skin. I just feel like, and yeah, this isn't to get ready with me, but I'm just going to talk a little bit. So I dropped my son off at school this morning and like I got up. I'm just exhausted because I stayed up late last night filming a video and going through some stationery products that I guess that video will already be up before this one, but and I'll link it actually. It's my Simply Gilded haul. I love that washi tape. Oh my god, so good. So anyway, love that product. Like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. And I stayed up way too late. My son had to go to school today. And I had got up on Monday. I got up Monday at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I can't remember now. And now I'm just so exhausted because I had to get up at 6 again today. So, you know, working on 3 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep is not doable when you have 2 kids and a business to run. So, yeah, just saying. This looks good. So, do you see what I mean? Like, compared to Tarte Face Tape, which is a full coverage foundation, this does not cover up all of my areas of my face. So, like, I've got spots here. They're not covered up. I'm just looking for a lighter foundation today. I'm not looking for something so heavy because if you do use a heavier foundation, it does pick up on the texture of your skin more and sometimes even the deep lines of your face. Even if you apply a minimal amount, it still doesn't matter. It's the type of product it is. So that being said, I'm going to use a concealer next. I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape in Light Medium Sand 27S. And I'll just use this underneath my eyes today and use my sponge again to blend it out. And I will have like, well, I have more product coming. I can't tell you what it is. It's a kind of a surprise. But I also have a couple of really cheap things I bought, which is also a surprise. I can't really say. But I'll do it all in one haul when I get it. And I'm also going to place, like whenever the VIP and Rouge haul sale event comes to Sephora, I will be placing an order. So I'm excited for that because I love anything to do with like fall hauls. They usually have some really good makeup products in those hauls. Okay, that looks pretty good. So next, before I set, I'm going to use my Hollywood Flawless filter. So this is by Charlotte Tilbury and it is for medium. I'm going to put it on my face where I would normally highlight. So this will be like my highlight. I love this product. It is like one of my favorite products of all time. And I don't know why I didn't buy it sooner. I don't think I bought it until, was it this year or last year? But it looks so beautiful, so natural. I feel like I'm doing my makeup for summertime. It's funny because this is kind of exactly how I would do my makeup at summer, where it would look all nice and glowy and just beautiful and natural. So I don't feel like it's overdone right now. Then we're going to go set. And then I'm also using my Jeffree Star Luminous face powder in natural. So this is going to give my face even more of like a glowy look. And I'm kind of digging this right now. So I'm just tapping some into the cap. I'm going to start with my under eyes because I don't want them to crease. So I'm just going to put a little bit there first. My eyelids I'm not so concerned about because they're going to be covered in shadow anyway. Then I'm going to use a larger brush here. This is the Spotlight Duster F37, but I've been really liking it for powder because it's really like a nice duster brush, and I can just put it on so nicely and so gently, and it doesn't like over powder my face. So as you can see, using these products, look at my glow all over. Like, it looks so pretty. It looks like I've got natural skin, like I just got out of the shower and moisturized and like exfoliated. And I did none of those things right now. And I like using products like this Luminous face product because my face still feels like it's been set. It doesn't feel oily and greasy, but it still has the same appearance. So if you want something like that too, just go for product like powder products, but go very gently on them. Okay, so next we need to use a little bit of contour. So I wasn't going to contour today, but I have changed my mind, which, you know, I'm allowed. We are allowed to do that every now and then. I'm going to use my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow palette, and the shade is Sculpt. That is the powder product in the palette. And I think I'm just going to sculpt around my cheekbones, into my hairline a little bit, like very gently, so you won't even really notice it. And my nose, and a little bit under the lip. That barking right now, if you guys can hear that, that's my neighbor's, not my direct neighbor, but their neighbor. That's their two dogs. And I thought my dogs were annoying as heck, but those dogs, they let their dogs out at like 1 o'clock in the morning and all they do is bark. And I'm surprised no one's called anybody on them. Like the city, for instance. I've been tempted to, but I understand because I have dogs, so I wouldn't be the one to do that. It just, you know, when a dog is barking at 1 o'clock in the morning and you don't let the dog in, it's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. Okay, so my nose contour is pretty dark. I haven't really blended it out, but I'm kind of liking that right now. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm also going to blush, so I'm using my Papa Don't Peach by Too Faced. Love this stuff too. This stuff has a bit of a shimmer to it. Oh my god, I forgot my brows. I cannot believe I went ahead and did like everything except for my brows. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on each cheek just to give myself like a natural looking flush. We'll do brows next. So I'm using my Back to My Brow Blade by Urban Decay again because I love this pencil on it. It's so good. But I will need to use my Morphe E29 spoolie because, like I was saying, the last makeup look, this one isn't like the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It doesn't have a spoolie on the end. Instead, it's got the little liquid tip that you can create brow strokes with. So we're going to skip this part and we'll just be right back. So normally I go over my brows with my Dip Brow Gel by Anastasia, but this time I'm using my Morphe Clear brow gel in the shade Translucent. So it's got this weird one-sided bristle. It's not the same as any other spoolie I've seen, but it still does the trick. So this is basically keeping, I guess it kind of like spreads the product from previous products around your brow, but I try to be pretty precise, and all it's doing is keeping my brow hairs in place, which is what the focus is. It's kind of what I want. And I like a darker brow in fall. It might be a good idea to have a darker brow so you can balance out any of the darker makeup looks that you're doing. And it just looks so sharp. Like, I would love to get my eyebrows microbladed. I just, number one, can't afford it. And number two, I don't really know where to go. And I don't know if they do that right now with the virus running rampant around the country. Okay, yeah. I'm going to highlight with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics 24 Karat Skin Frost Pro palette. So I will take my high cheekbone duster, my F03 by Sigma, and I'm going to go in with, I want to try Dark Horse. I just want to see what, if it's like really dark. It's actually, I don't think it's that dark. I might still go into King Tut because that's like my color. The other ones I would use more as like some kind of blush topper or gold if you were going like all gold for, especially for New Year's. That would be a nice look. But the pink one, definitely a blush topper, even Giza. But Sarcophagus it's still like not a bright blinding shade, but it's still too light for me, especially if I'm wearing darker makeup. And I've already got quite a glow on here anyway, so I don't want to go crazy. I feel like I need to do like an actual darker lip because I never do. I always love doing my eyes and I never seem to really go full on with the lipstick, but we might today. We'll see how I feel after the eye look is done. Okay, so now I'm going to give my face a quick spritz of my Maybelline Master Fix by Face Studio. It's a wear boosting setting spray. It says locks in makeup, long lasting finish. I like these ones, especially if you are going out on a date night or something like that. Just a quick one. Let it dry. And then I will be using an eye primer. So because I can and I have it in front of me, I'm going to use my Anastasia sample. This is just, it's actually kind of light to be honest for my eye, but you know what? This is the one I'm going to use today. Oh yeah, look how light it is. It's a good thing though, because that's why I said this before in previous videos too. When you are creating like a nail look and you want it, the color that you're using to be nice and bright and vivid, put a white nail polish on before, and then your nail polish is so much brighter. And I think that's the whole idea behind a bright eye primer, not a great eye primer, but a bright eye primer, is that it will show your eyeshadow to its true natural color and not just taken to effect your skin color, if you know what I mean. And I think if you were to use like a pastel toned shadow, you'd probably want to do this too. Use like a lighter toned eye base to start. Makes a little bit of sense. All right, so we're going into Too Faced Gingerbread palette now. I want to do this because, again, it's probably going to be my last fall look that I'm going to currently film. I do have a couple coming, so just kind of stay tuned because they're up. They're just not posted yet, just because I have so many videos I want to create for you guys. So I have a lot of videos up on my site right now. I think my favorite colors in this palette, like if I was looking at this palette as a whole, all the colors go so well together. And this is probably my favorite palette. I did not get the extra spicy palette last year that was released, but I do have my eye on the pumpkin spice palette, or yeah, the pumpkin spice that will be released this year. So that one I'm really looking forward to getting. But my favorite colors in here, if I'm looking at it, of course I'm going to say the purple, and not even this purple. This is a nice matte purple. It's this one down here in the corner and this one. And I really have my eye on this one. It is called Spice of Life, and it kind of looks brown and gold. And I also like Hot Toddy, so I might play around with the Spice one and Hot Toddy, and maybe Bake It Till You Make It. That's kind of a nice one too. So we're just going to play and see what we create. I'm going to start in the crease, and I'm going to actually start with a Gingerbread Latte, which is down here. It's not the lightest color in the palette, but the Sugar Daddy and Looky at My Cookie are way too light for me. But however, we can use those to blend out the shadow if this doesn't blend well. But I know because I've used these last year. I was following a girl from Australia. I think I might still be following her. And I think I started because I was in love with her accent. Loved her voice, loved her content. And then she stopped posting for a while and didn't do, like, I think she actually had 2 channels. So now it's going to bug me and I'm going to need to find her name. So I can't think of it at the moment. So I'm going to look it up when I'm editing, and I'll post it either below or above for you guys so you can check her out. But I remember when this palette first came out, was it 2 or 3 years ago now? She had made a couple of looks with it, and I just adored watching it. I was so intrigued by how she used it and how she did her makeup. It was very cool for me to watch, and kind of not really the main reason I bought this palette, because I've said this before, I love Too Faced eyeshadow palettes. They're just, my first was the Natural Eye palette, not the Natural All Matte, but just the Natural palette, and I just love those palettes so much. Okay, so that's my transition color. It's giving me a really nice place to start, but I want to see what the Spice of Life is all about because it looks really sparkly. I'm not even going to use it dry, or should I? Maybe we should. I'm going to use an E54 medium sweeper brush. That's what I'm using to apply it. I'm going to tap it off just in case and put it on the outside corner of my eye to get a glimpse of what it looks like. Oh yeah, okay. So it's kind of a brown green mixed with gold sparkle. That's super pretty. I just don't know how I'm going to work it into the rest of my look here. It's got a little bit of fallout. I think that one would go best on with the finger. So I wonder if I should instead, oh, I think I might. Okay, we're gonna go crazy now. I'm gonna take a pencil brush. I'm going to not even use a matte shadow on my lid right now. I'm gonna wet it, first of all. I'm gonna go straight in with Hot Toddy, which is like the red-ish color in this palette right down here at the bottom. And I think I'm gonna do a halo eye. So let's put this in the inner corner. Normally you would do this with like a matte shadow. You'd use a matte shadow on the inner and the outer and then put the sparkle in the center. But we're gonna do this red color on the outer and the inner part. And then I'm going to do gold on the center. And then I'm going to use that Spice of Life shade on the lower lash line. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to play around with it and see. So you notice how I still did a transition color in the crease. So it's always good to have something to kind of balance your eye, because if you just have color on the lid, That's great. There are looks that you just want color on the lid, and that's fine. But in some looks, it's nice to have a balance on your entire eye. And in my case, I have quite a large area from like my crease to my brow. So I have a lot of room to play with. Kind of looks like I have to build this color up too. And I am just packing it on. And now I'm just going to go right in with that gold. So I'll use another clean pencil brush, or maybe an E27. We'll spray the E27. And I'm going to go in for Warm and Toasty, which is kind of like a gold bronzy color, but it's only gold in this palette. I've definitely used this shade before. Put this in the center, and as I'm adding it to the center, I'm just going to kind of blend the two colors together, and I'll go back in with that pencil brush and blend some more. Okay, and just to give my eyes some dimension, because you can't even really tell what I'm doing here, I'm going to add Reindeer Paws, which is the darkest shade in the palette, to the outside corner. And before we do that, we will dip into Spice of Life and add this with, oh, this is not the brush I wanted. We'll add it with an E15 flat definer brush. I'm just going to stamp it onto the lower lash line. Okay, so now I'm going to take that same E27 that I used the gold. I'm going to go into Reindeer Paws and just add this to the outer corner. We're going to let that dry because I need to blend it out really well. I'm going to take yet another pencil brush, go back into Spice of Life, and just really pack the shade on the lower lash line and blend it out. And now what I'm doing is taking the gold and Reindeer Paws and blending it out with the Spice of Life a little bit. So yeah, so this look did not go where I was expecting it to go. I was totally going to do a halo eye. That did not happen, and I probably would have put the gold at the beginning, like the inner corner, because that red I'm just not happy with. But I think in order to balance it out, I'm going to add a little bit of red to the outer corner here, the Hot Toddy shade, just to give it a little balance. And when you put it on, it actually kind of looks a little more pink than it does red. And we need to balance out the lid a little bit better. So I'm going to go back into Warm and Toasty and keep blending these shades out until I get the look that I'm going for. So I'm just going to decrease that red shade a little bit because it's kind of taking over the entire eye, I feel like. So we'll blend in Warm and Toasty to the red so that just the inner corner is showing a little bit. And we'll go back in to Reindeer Paws and Spice of Life and just kind of blend out this outside corner here. So I tried doing like a little bit of a V. So I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to take a clean E25 now and just see if I can't blend the edges of that V because I don't need it to look so sharp and defined. I love that this is looking really nice and sparkly because sparkly is like my jam. Okay, so then I'm going to go into Spiced Eggnog now, which is this shade here, and just add a little bit to the inner corner of my eye. Then we're going to put some liner on the upper lash line. This is the Fenty Beauty Flyliner. I'm just going to really make a nice black line against my lashes here. And the last little step, I kind of already put some shadow on my lower lash line. I'm going to use this Avon Mega Impact Eyeliner in Rich Copper. And then we will pile on some mascara and then quickly try to do some lashes. We'll be right back. So while I'm waiting for my lash glue to dry, I'm just going to put on some lip gloss. So I know I said I wanted to do a lip, and I think that a lipstick would be nice. I'm going to use these Too Faced natural lipsticks. I haven't used these in forever. This is skinny dipping. So I'm actually going to do it backward. I'm going to put the lipstick on and then line my lips with my Milani 09 Spice. So I want to keep it natural, but this is a cream lipstick. I'm just dabbing it on. I want to keep it natural because the eyes, even though they're not like super bright and super colorful, I want the eyes to stand out and be a little bit like spicy, smoky, shimmery. So kind of hiding the lip color, if you know what I mean. So here's my 09 Spice. I'm just going to gently outline my lips. And I just blended it into the lipstick so it looks a little natural. I'll see if these eyelashes are ready now. I just like to use my tweezer with it when I apply them. I think that's the trick to doing eyelashes really quick and really nice, is make sure you wait for your damn glue to set. Because when I don't, I always have problems. I think these are my current favorite eyelashes. They are these relatively cheap ones. Oops. Cheap ones I got from Winners. They're just, it says Pro Beauty Essentials Wispies, and so far they're like my favorite. They're the perfect size for my eye. They're not too long, and I just really, really like them. They're really comfortable, and I really like a nice lash. If I'm going to wear lashes, I want them to be big. If I want just like minimal lashes, I just use mascara. But for those people who kind of want in between, you might not want to go for this style because they are pretty dark and they're pretty big and fluffy. So that is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is one, or it might be the last fall look, but I really do like that shade Spiced Rum, and I wouldn't mind doing another look with that. So maybe we'll see. We'll see if we have time, because I know the holidays are fast approaching. And by the time these videos get out, we're already going to be rolling into November. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, I'd love if you subscribed and click the little bell button down below so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. We'll talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.